Israel today confirming 12 more hostages have been released by Hamas. They also confirmed the death of a third hostage inside Gaza. And in a sign of how fragile this ongoing hostage and prisoner swap between Hamas and Israel remains, both sides today accused the other of violating the temporary ceasefire. It does seem to be holding, at least for now. Meantime, the director of the CIA traveling to Qatar today for more talks on extending hostage negotiations, as senior White House officials say they're warning Israel to be more, quote, surgical in their operations in Gaza. Senior officials saying, quote, you cannot have the sort of scale of displacement that took place in the north replicated in the south. It will be beyond disruptive. It will be beyond the capacity of any humanitarian support network. According to the White House, Israeli officials have been, quote, receptive to that message. Hamas needs this ceasefire to regroup as it deals with a loss control of northern Gaza to Israel, and Israel is grappling with what a long ceasefire means with regard to its momentum in the fight against Hamas. And as more hostages are released, there's no doubt we'll get more of this, masked Hamas terrorists performatively waving goodbye to the children who they held hostage for 50 days after slaughtering their families. Psychological warfare, propaganda that extremes, at least on social media, seem to be buying. Quote, Israeli hostage waves goodbye to Hamas. The media is lying to you. They were treated well. Never mind that one of the militants can apparently be heard saying, keep waving in Arabic to clearly terrified children, at least in audio cited by the Times of Israel. Let's get to this and other topics related to Israel and Hamas with Cenk Uygur. He's the founder and host of the Young Turks. He's also running for the Democratic presidential nomination in 2024. Good to see you, Cenk. So you have been what I would describe as very pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel, but also anti-Hamas in terms of your responses to what has been happening here. What do you make of the videos and the hostage swap so far?
Yeah. So first thing I'll take issue with is I'm not anti-Israel. I'm just anti-Israel's position today,
Anti-current Israel?
No, not against the country at all, against the current right-wing government of Israel and their horrific actions. So in terms of the hostages, I'm thrilled that 58 have been released and then now another 10. I'm also thrilled that Palestinian hostages have been released, and they are hostages that Israel is taking.
Well, why do you say, let's stop there for a second. You say that they're hostages. So all the people who've been arrested in Israel, in the West Bank, Gaza, even when there's video of them going and stabbing people, they're hostages.
No, not all of them.
Oh, okay. So it's not all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to be clear about it, which Israel is not. So they say that they're all terrorists, which is an absurd and preposterous lie.
Let's not call them terrorists. Let's say that they're accused or convicted criminals.
No, but they're not even accused or convicted criminals. Well, so some are, but honestly, at this point, it's a small percentage. Whereas since October 7th, and this is human rights groups confirming that over 3,000 Palestinians have been taken prisoners by Israel with no charges, indefinite detention. That is, they're not. Wait, hold on. They're not even pretending that there are charges. They're just taking people off the street, including women and children.
Okay. October 7th, right? Indefinite detention. You mean they've been held for a month? Right, that's indefinite detention. They've been held since October 7th.
Which is not legal according to laws of war. It is obvious hostage taking. They're not even pretending that they're charged.
Again, you mentioned these women and children, right? As if they're just taking random women and children, right?
Pretty much.
But it's not true. You know it's not true.
It is definitely true.
It's not true.
It's definitely true.
What's true is that so many, and again, I'm not going to defend, because Israel does have a different system when it comes to the military courts that apply and for the West Bank and Gaza than for the civilian courts that apply for the rest of Israel. Okay, fair enough to be critical of the way that those courts work. They're still more democratic than any other Arab country around.
No.
Which Arab country has a better legal system than Israel?
Almost all of them, and I'll tell you why.
Really?
Hold on, I'll tell you why. Not in regards to their own civilians. I got no love for the Arab governments in the area. Syria is awful, obviously, a dictatorship, etc. I'm not trying to defend them. But Israel imprisons 5 million Palestinians in an open-air prison of West Bank and Gaza Strip. You cannot say that they have a fair system or that they are a democracy while they hold 5 million hostages to begin with. You cannot occupy. Imagine if the situation is reversed, Dan, and the Palestinians are occupying Israel. and they've occupied them for 56 years in ghettos. And then they go, what? We're a democracy for Palestinians. These Jews, we have them, of course, imprisoned for 56 years in an open-air prison. So what? We're still a democracy. We have a great legal system. I mean, not for the Jews, obviously. If the Palestinians had done it, you would be enraged at what's happening.
Gaza has been in Hamas's control since 2006.
Nonsense, Dan. You know that's nonsense. They don't control the borders. They don't control the water, the power, the electricity.
They control.
They can't leave. They can't do anything. It's an open-air prison.
There were 20,000 Gazans who were working in Israel on a daily basis when this happened. That's not going to happen again, thanks to Hamas. Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.